Andrew Brown Jr. died from a gunshot wound to the head, according to some people that did autopsies. Now, again, I want to recap everyone. Andrew Womble, the district attorney, he's a bald-faced liar. He's literally bald, and he has a face. Said that the shooting was justified. Recently, Andrew Womble has said that the family withdrew their petition to see the videotape. That was a complete lie. They did not withdraw their petition. So I was going to cover that and try to debunk it, but I thought it was better if I just didn't cover it at all. I'll just mention it here. They did not withdraw their petition. That is a lie. So anyway, let's read. The unarmed black man who was fatally shot in April that was 2 months ago, folks. I really, that's a long time ago. By sheriff's deputies in North Carolina, died from a penetrating gunshot wound of the head, according to the official autopsy results released Thursday. Andrew Brown Jr. was also shot in the right arm and suffered lacerations and other wounds to his right thigh, right arm, and upper back. But he had a low level of methamphetamine in his bloodstream. Who cares? But it likely did not play a role in Mr. Brown's cause or manner of death, which was homicide, the report said. I don't give a shit if he has drugs in his system. I got drugs in my system all goddamn day. Drinking caffeine right now, bitch. There's not death penalty to have meth in your system. Just throwing that out there, folks. The examination offers few new details about the shooting in Elizabeth City that continues to reverberate through the small eastern North Carolina community. Since the shooting, residents have marched in protest of Brown's death and have been calling for police reforms. We've been calling for a lot more than that, but thank you. One of the deputies who fired his gun at Brown handed in his resignation last week. That is Aaron Llewellyn. People are under the impression, I do not know, there's obviously we don't have facts on the ground here, but according to some people that know some people, Aaron Llewellyn is the one who resigned and is also probably the one who fired the shot that hit him in the back of the head. So he did resign. That doesn't matter, though, because he's still a murderer. If I am at stocking shelves at Food Lion and I take out a box cutter and just stab old Granny Fuckface in her throat and kill her and just let her bleed on the ground for 5 hours, and then I just say, all right, manager, you know, this job was a little stressful for me. I'm going to have to quit. Does that mean I still did? Oh, sorry. Hey, they quit the job after they killed Grandma Fuckface in the grocery store, so I guess you can't charge him for homicide anymore. Sorry, that's not how the real world works, so I'm just throwing that out. Attorneys for the Brown family said in a statement that the autopsy results prove what we've always known to be true. Pasquotank County deputies executed Andrew Brown Jr. with a kill shot to the back of the head. Armed deputies were serving drug-related warrants at Brown's home when they surrounded Brown in his BMW. The car backed up and moved forward before several shots were fired at and into his vehicle. Attorneys for the family have repeatedly said Brown was trying to get away, while authorities said he was using his car as a weapon. Again, it's ridiculous garbage. If a bunch of armed gangsters on a pickup truck with machine guns start shooting at you, your brain does not go like, oh, these must be police. And let's assume, okay, your brain does go, oh, these must be police. Guess what? That makes it scarier. Because it wasn't gangsters. It wasn't, hoodlums that murdered Andrew Brown. It was the motherfucking police, right? So that makes it fucking scarier if the police are the ones there, right? So you need to understand, there is no such thing as authority, right? We are all just human beings just wandering through the world in our separate positions, right? If some motherfucker wants to have a gun and fires that gun at another motherfucker who doesn't have a gun, I got a problem with that. I don't give a fuck if one of those motherfuckers has drugs. I don't give a fuck if one of those motherfuckers might have drugs. I don't give a fuck if one of those motherfuckers has like a car that's driving at 2 miles per hour. If you have a gun and you shoot someone in the back of the head, I have a problem with that. I don't give a fuck what costume you're wearing. I don't give a fuck if it's Halloween. I don't give a fuck what the fuck is going on, okay? So I want to be very clear on that one too. An independent autopsy commissioned by Brown's family shortly after the April 21st shooting had already found that he was shot in the back of the head. Prosecutor Andrew Womble confirmed that that finding at a news conference last month, during which he said the deputies were justified in shooting Brown. The state autopsy released Thursday said emergency medical providers were dispatched to the scene of the shooting at around 8:25 a.m. How come ambulances and emergency services don't follow around police officers? How come there isn't a medic in police squads? Why is that? How come they have to kill people, shoot people dead in the street, and then they get on the phone and call medical professionals? We already know that police officers have a propensity to kill people. We already know that police officers have a propensity to shoot people and injure people that could lead to their deaths. Why don't we have medical people following them around? Simple question. Feel free to answer, feel free not to. Upon assessment, he was noted to have what were believed to be gunshot wounds, so the head injuries were felt to be non-survivable, and he was pronounced dead at the scene at 8:32 a.m. Brown family, and then his body was left in the street for multiple hours. Brown family attorneys said in their statement that we are confident that the truth will be revealed and justice will prevail, and we won't stop fighting for transparency and accountability from law enforcement and the district attorney. So, important details coming out in the Andrew Brown Jr. case. Again, it's important to have, we already knew what had happened, but it's important to have those verifications, because the more verifications you have, right, the harder it is for Andrew Womble's bald-faced ass to go whoop-doo-doo-doo-dah, right? And so that's the important part. And again, I want to remind everyone, you might see an article floating around, apparently, about Andrew Brown's family removing their petition to see the video. That is not true. Andrew Womble is peddling some fake news, just like his big daddy, Donald Trump. So, throwing that out there. My phone is vibrating.